So Jason, I have some questions for you.
Okay.
So you specialize in VA, and I think that many times for a lot of older listing agents, sometimes there's a little bit of a stigma about what a VA offer actually means on a seller's property.
Yeah.
What are the differences?
A lot of times the listing agent's concern is what is the extra cost to their seller? It's pretty rare that there would be any instance where the seller is going to have to incur any cost. And that's one of the other questions I get a lot is, oh, well, it's going to take forever because it's a VA loan. They assume that the government is involved in this underwriting process somehow, and we got to go through Washington, D.C. before we get our loan closed. That's not true. You can actually close these things in a pretty quick time frame. We're averaging 19 to 20 days on a VA purchase.
Which is right on par with any other offer that typically a listing agent.
It's the same with any other loan out there.
Are there any benefits to the seller or any advantages to a seller or a listing agent of moving forward with a VA offer?
VA buyers are some of the most qualified buyers out of all the loan types. And the statistics show that they have a higher average credit score, a higher level of education, and usually a higher level of household income. But that gets overshadowed by the fact that they're coming in with zero down payment, and that triggers a natural response of, oh, low qualifying person. It couldn't be more further from the truth. There's two opportunities in the VA transaction that don't exist in the others. So you have the Tidewater and then you have reconsideration of value. So two unique places to make sure the appraisal hits the mark that you don't have with any other loan program.
Teach me a little bit who qualifies for a VA loan, and then let's talk a little bit about how many times you can use it, what types of properties you can use it on.
Active duty military can qualify for a VA loan after 90 days of service. So basic training doesn't count. Your time in school to learn your job doesn't count. It's when you're actually doing your job and going to work every day, applying your skill set. If you're in the reserves or the National Guard, you have to complete 6 years of service. And then veterans, as long as they were honorably discharged, then they're eligible. Depending on the era of their service, there's different requirements for time in service.
And VA loans, as my understanding, is typically for a primary residence only, right? I can't buy an investment property, and my understanding is I can only buy one at a time.
The VA loan is only for your primary residence. So you can't live in Texas and buy a house in California and have mom and aunt go live in the house. It's got to be where you're going to live.
I got you.
Primary residence. But you can have more than one VA loan at a time. It gets into a different realm of what we call entitlement calculations. Entitlement is the guarantee that the VA puts on that loan. So the VA's whole role in this whole game is they guarantee 25% of that loan to the lender in case of a default. So if someone were to default on a VA loan, all the lender has to do is file the paperwork with the VA and instantly they're going to get paid. Different than mortgage insurance that we see on other loans. That's an insurance claim. You got to play the insurance battle there. And it's not as good a dollar amount either. The VA guarantees 25% of that loan. That is, on the back end, what we're looking at in a number is the entitlement that's been charged. So depending on how much entitlement has been used and where they're looking to buy and how much home they're looking to buy in, they may have enough entitlement to have another home on a VA loan. But that one has to be their primary. They'll have to leave this current one. And it's most applicable for people who have to really relocate. You got a change of duty station in the military, or maybe your job is relocating you from the northern half of the state down to the southern half of the state. But that entitlement calculation, we actually need to pull your certificate of eligibility and do the math to figure it out.
Is there a cost to get pre-approved? If I'm an active duty veteran and I want to pursue a VA loan, what's the cost for me to have you run numbers and figure out what I qualify for?
20 minutes, 30 minutes of your time, and no cost. And we'll do an analysis, we'll put together a professional consultation for you and show you what your purchasing power is.
How can somebody get a hold of you if they wanted to start this process and really go through it?
Best way to reach me is either on the website, which is valoanguy.us, or on Instagram at valoanguy.
Fantastic. Really appreciate your time. Thank you for teaching us about a VA loan. Look forward to connecting with you soon.
Thanks, Steve.